everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a hot second since I've posted anything to this channel, but I recently just got married, so with wedding planning, honeymoon, and being a newlywed, I've had a lot on my plate. But I'm happy to say that I am trying to get back into the swing of things, and hopefully we'll be posting here more frequently. Now let's get into the video, and I'll show you how I like to draw hair. The first thing I do in drawing hair is find out or decide where their widow's peak is going to be, or if they have bangs, where that middle part would kind of stem from. And then I go into what I call the Disney princess swoosh or Disney prince swoosh. They all seem to have it. And I love incorporating that into my characters, so most of them tend to have bangs. Then I'm gonna take that line and follow it down and curve it to the ear. And then where those 2 points meet, I want to go up, and that's going to create the part in the hair. I then draw what I call the alfalfa of hair, or my characters tend to have those two little poofs that kind of stick up at where their part ends. I think of hair in chunks rather than individual strands. So as you can see, I'm starting from that alfalfa point and going out, and instead of creating all these individual strands, I'm creating chunks of hair that kind of swoosh down and kind of go in different directions. I try to go one swoosh going up and then going down, so they're all not facing the same direction. For this hairstyle, I wanted a bit of the hair on the bottom to kind of peek through, so I kind of just go in random scribbles, like I said before, some scribbles and the chunks go to the left and then go to right. Just to make it look more random and not as planned out. Now this hairstyle is going to be the kind of e-boy, I don't know, the hairstyle where I feel like every high schooler has this hairstyle right now. Basically when there's two Disney swooshes coming from a central point at that tip of the widow's peak and going outward, and the hair is just a little bit longer. I also want to mention when I do my Disney swooshes, I try to make them kind of flare out at the ends, and then where they both meet in the center, you can kind of see in these two that I will add a little bit of shadow to create that dimension. I also want to mention I decided to draw this all with pens, not sure why, but there's several times throughout the video where you can see that my hand clearly smudged the ink across the page a little bit. So if you were wondering what those were, that was me, my bad. Now for this hairstyle, I wanted to do something a little bit shorter where the bangs kind of swoosh down in the front of the face. And as you can see, I achieved that by first carving out my main shapes and chunks, and then I'll go in with some lines to give the illusion of multiple strands of hair. Now this hairstyle was kind of inspired by Ariana Grande's classic high ponytail. And to start off this look, I again found where the widow's peak of the character was, and then created two strands of hair kind of swishing down in front of the face. And as you can see, they're not the exact same length, and the reason I did that was just so it doesn't look too perfect and too symmetrical, because in reality, when is your hair ever perfect? To create the ponytail look, I kind of just create this random blob shape on the top of her head and shaded it in, added a few lines to make it look like it's behind her head. And then I had some of the hair go back behind her, and then on the other side it kind of swooshed down in front of her. So again, I'm carving out those big basic shapes and then adding some lines, adding some shadow to make the chunks of hair stand out from one another. Now I started this hairstyle a little bit differently because you actually can't see the character's widow's peak in this hairstyle. This character is going to have a large curly head of hair, so I did that by just creating some bubbly, fluffy shapes around the head. And then on either side of the ear, I kind of curved up around the forehead and added in some shading by the neck going up to the ear, kind of getting close to that line above the ear, just give the hair more dimension. Once I was happy with the shading of the hair, I then went in with some squiggly and curly lines to imitate curly hair. One thing I wanted to mention is that when I draw hair, I rarely ever actually draw the outline of the hair on the headline, because your hair doesn't just come out of your head and lay completely flat. There's always going to be a little bit of volume and it's going to stick out, and you can really see in this hairstyle and the one I did previous that you can see the head outline, and the actual outline of the hair is pretty far away from that. So just keep that in mind when you're drawing your hair, that you are drawing it further away from the head. And there you have it. That is how I like to draw hair. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And if you have any recommendations or suggestions for future videos or tutorials, please comment those down below and I will make sure to read and respond to all of them. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.